You're paying $5 for a tiny container of strawberries that taste like cardboard, $8 for a bag of apples covered in wax, $12 for organic blueberries that go bad in 2 days. You're spending hundreds every month on fruit while looking at your balcony, your patio, your windowsill, thinking there's nothing you can do about it. But what if I told you there are 15 fruits so easy to grow, so productive, and so space efficient that you could harvest fresh fruit year-round from containers no bigger than a 5-gallon bucket? Fruits that produce in their first year, fruits that thrive in apartments, fruits that cost less than $20 to start and give you pounds of harvest for years. I'm about to show you exactly which fruits grow fastest, which ones fit in the smallest spaces, and which ones give you the biggest return on investment. Some of these will shock you. Number 7 grows in shade. Number 12 produces fruit in just 90 days. And number 3 can give you 50 pounds of fruit from a single container. Welcome to the Green Vines, where we grow more with less space. Hit subscribe because we're about to turn your apartment into a fruit farm starting right now. Part 1. The Container Fruit Revolution. Let's get one thing clear. You don't need a yard. You don't need a farm. You don't even need dirt in the ground. Modern dwarf varieties and container growing techniques have made fruit production possible anywhere with 6 hours of sunlight. A balcony, a patio, a sunny window, that's all you need. Here's why this matters. Fruit from the store is picked unripe, shipped thousands of miles, and bred for shelf life, not flavor. Homegrown fruit is picked ripe, bursting with sugar and nutrients, and tastes completely different. Once you eat a sun-ripened strawberry from your balcony, you'll never buy supermarket berries again. Container growing also means control. You control the soil quality, you control watering, you control pests without pesticides, and you can move plants indoors during winter or into shade during heat waves. I'm ranking these 15 fruits by ease of growing, space efficiency, and speed to harvest. Let's start with number 15 and work up to the absolute easiest, most productive fruit you can grow at home. Part 2. Fruits 15 to 11, the foundation producers. Number 15. Figs. Figs are ancient, biblical, and easier than you think. Dwarf varieties like Petite Negra or Chicago Hardy grow in 15-gallon containers. They produce 2 crops per year in warm climates. Figs are self-pollinating, meaning one plant gives you fruit. They tolerate drought. The fruit is sweet with a honey-like texture. Plant in spring. Use well-draining potting soil. Water when the top 2 inches dry out. Figs fruit on new growth, so prune lightly in late winter. First harvest comes in year 2, but worth the wait. Fresh figs sell for $12 per pound. You'll get 20 to 30 figs per container plant annually once established. Number 14. Dwarf apple. Yes, you can grow apples in pots. Columnal varieties like North Pole or Scarlet Sentinel grow 6 feet tall and 1 foot wide. Perfect for balconies. They need a pollinator, so plant 2 different varieties or choose self-fertile types like Granny Smith. Use a 20-gallon container. Apple trees need full sun and consistent water. Feed with balanced fertilizer in spring. Expect fruit in year 3. A mature dwarf apple produces 15 to 20 full-size apples per tree annually. That's 10 to 15 pounds of organic apples from a 1-foot-wide tree. Number 13. Raspberry. Raspberries grow in containers beautifully. Dwarf varieties like raspberry shortcake stay 3 feet tall and don't need support. They're thornless, making harvest easy. Raspberries produce on 2-year-old canes, so don't prune everything in year 1. Plant in spring in a 10-gallon container. Use acidic potting soil. Water regularly, never letting soil dry completely. Fertilize monthly during growing season. First harvest comes in year 2, but it's substantial. One plant produces 1 to 2 pints per week during peak season. That's 6 to 8 pints per plant per year. Fresh raspberries sell for $8 per pint. You do the math. Number 12. Passion fruit. This is the 90-day fruit I mentioned. Passion fruit vines grow fast in warm climates. Plant in spring, harvest by late summer. They need a trellis but grow vertically, saving space. The fruit is tart, tropical, and packed with flavor. Use a 15-gallon container. Passion fruit needs full sun and frequent watering. Feed with bloom booster fertilizer once flowers appear. The vines grow 10 to 15 feet in one season. One vine produces 50 to 100 fruits in its first year. Passion fruit sells for $3 each. That's $150 to $300 worth of fruit from one plant. Number 11. Kumquats. Kumquats are tiny citrus fruits you eat whole, skin and all. They're cold hardy down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, far tougher than oranges or lemons. Dwarf varieties stay 4 feet tall in containers. They're evergreen, meaning year-round beauty plus root. Plant in well-draining citrus soil. Kumquats need full sun and weekly watering. Feed with citrus fertilizer every 6 weeks. They're self-pollinating. Expect fruit in year 2. One tree produces 50 to 100 kumquats annually. They're perfect for marmalade, cocktails, or eating fresh. Part 3. The high-yield champions. Number 10. Blueberry. Blueberries are perfect for containers because they need acidic soil, which is easier to manage in pots than in the ground. Varieties like Top Hat or Peach Sorbet stay 2 feet tall. They're self-pollinating, but produce more with a second variety nearby. Use a 20-gallon container with acidic potting mix, a pH of 4.5 to 5.5. Add sulfur to regular soil to lower pH. Blueberries need consistent moisture. Mulch the top of the pot to retain water. Fertilize with acidic plant food monthly. First harvest comes in year 2. Expect 1 to 3 pints per plant per year. That's $4 to $12 of organic blueberries from a 2-foot plant. Number 9. Dwarf cherry. Cherries in pots sound impossible, but dwarf varieties like Romeo or Juliet grow 5 feet tall and fruit heavily. Sweet cherries need a pollinator, but sour cherries like Montmorency are self-fertile. Use a 20-gallon container. Cherries need full sun and well-draining soil. Water deeply once a week. Fertilize in early spring. Expect fruit in year 3. A mature dwarf cherry produces 10 to 15 pounds of fruit annually. That's $80 to $120 of fruit per tree.
Number 8. Dwarf peach. Peaches are easier than you think. Varieties like Bonanza or El Dorado stay 4 to 5 feet tall in containers. They're self-pollinating. The fruit is full size, sweet, and juicy. Use a 20-gallon container with well-draining soil. Peaches need full sun and regular watering. Thin fruit to 1 peach every 6 inches for larger size. Feed with balanced fertilizer monthly. First harvest comes in year 2. One tree produces 20 to 40 peaches annually. That's 10 to 20 pounds of organic peaches worth $40 to $80. Number 7. Alpine strawberry. This is the shade-tolerant fruit I mentioned. Alpine strawberries produce tiny, intensely flavored berries continuously from spring to fall. Unlike regular strawberries, they tolerate partial shade and don't send out runners, making them perfect for small spaces. Plant in spring in a 10-inch pot. Use rich potting soil. Water when the top inch dries. Fertilize monthly. Alpine strawberries fruit in their first year within 90 days of planting. One plant produces a handful of berries every few days all season long. They're gourmet, selling for $12 per pint at farmers markets. Number 6. Meyer lemon. Meyer lemons are sweeter than regular lemons, cold hardy to 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and incredibly productive in containers. They're evergreen and bloom year-round indoors, meaning year-round fruit potential. Use a 15-gallon container with citrus potting mix. Meyer lemons need 6 to 8 hours of sun. Water when the top 2 inches of soil dry. Feed with citrus fertilizer every 6 weeks. They're self-pollinating. First fruit comes in year 2. A mature tree produces 50 to 100 lemons per year. Organic lemons cost $1 to $2 each. That's $50 to $200 worth of lemons from one tree. If you want to see more hacks like this, hype this video so we can reach more gardeners. Part 4. Fruits 5 to 1. The container superstars. Number 5. Banana. Yes, bananas in containers. Dwarf varieties like Dwarf Cavendish or Super Dwarf stay 4 to 6 feet tall. They're tropical but can be moved indoors in winter. Bananas produce fruit in 12 to 18 months from planting. Use a 20-gallon container. Bananas need full sun, heavy watering, and lots of fertilizer. Feed weekly with high nitrogen fertilizer. The plant produces one large bunch of bananas, then dies back and sends up new shoots. Each bunch contains 50 to 100 bananas. That's 20 to 40 pounds of organic bananas from one container. Organic bananas cost $2 per pound. Do the math. Number 4. Blackberry. Thornless blackberries like Navajo or Triple Crown grow in containers and produce massive yields. They need support but are otherwise easy. Blackberries fruit on 2-year canes, so patience pays off. Use a 15-gallon container. Blackberries tolerate partial shade but produce more in full sun. Water regularly. Fertilize monthly. First harvest comes in year 2, but it's worth it. One plant produces 3 to 5 pints per week during peak season. That's 15 to 25 pints per year. Fresh organic blackberries cost $8 per pint. That's $120 to $200 worth of fruit from one container plant. Number 3. Strawberry. This is the 50-pound producer I mentioned. Ever-bearing strawberries in containers produce from spring to fall. Varieties like Seascape or Albion fruit continuously. Plant multiple strawberries in one large container or use vertical towers. Use a 10-gallon container for 5 plants. Strawberries need full sun and consistent moisture. Feed with balanced fertilizer every 2 weeks. Remove runners to focus energy on fruit. First harvest comes within 90 days. 5 plants produce 1 to 2 pints per week for 6 months. That's 25 to 50 pints per season. Fresh organic strawberries cost $6 per pint. That's $150 to $300 of fruit from one container plant. Number 2. Blueberry. Advanced setup. I'm listing blueberries twice because their potential is insane. If you plant 3 varieties in separate pots, cross-pollination increases yield dramatically. Top Hat, Peach Sorbet, and Pink Lemonade planted together will triple your harvest. 3 plants in 10-gallon containers, positioned close together, produce 6 to 9 pints total per year once mature. That's $50 to $75 worth of organic blueberries. But the real magic is longevity. Blueberries produce for 20 to 30 years. That's $1,000 to $1,500 worth of fruit from the plant's lifetime, from a $30 investment. Number 1. Tomato. Wait, tomatoes are fruit. Botanically, scientifically, legally, tomatoes are fruit, and they're the easiest, most productive container fruit you can grow. Cherry tomato varieties like Sun Gold or Sweet 100 produce hundreds of fruits per plant. Use a 10-gallon container. Tomatoes need full sun, consistent water, and support. Feed with tomato fertilizer weekly once flowering starts. First harvest comes 60 to 80 days after planting. One plant produces 5 to 10 pounds per week during peak season. That's 50 to 100 pounds per plant per season. Organic cherry tomatoes cost $6 per pound. That's $300 to $600 worth of tomatoes from one plant that costs $3. Nothing comes close to the return on investment of tomatoes. They're fast, productive, delicious, and versatile. If you grow nothing else from this list, grow tomatoes. Part 5. The Container Fruit System. Now let's talk strategy. You don't need all 15. Start with 3. Here's how I'd prioritize. For beginners, strawberries, cherry tomatoes, and Meyer lemon. These are foolproof, fast, and productive. For small spaces, alpine strawberries, kumquats, and dwarf blueberries. These fit on balconies or windowsills. For maximum yield, cherry tomatoes, strawberries, and blackberries. These produce the most food per square foot. For year-round harvest, Meyer lemon year-round, tomatoes from spring to fall, and alpine strawberries from spring to fall. Stagger plantings for continuous production. Container size matters. Bigger is better. A 20-gallon container holds more soil, retains moisture longer, and supports larger plants. But if space is tight, even a 5-gallon bucket works for strawberries, tomatoes, or herbs. Soil is critical. Use high-quality potting mix, not garden soil. Potting mix drains well while retaining moisture. Add compost for nutrients. Refresh the top few inches of soil annually to maintain fertility. Watering is the make-or-break factor. Containers dry out fast. Check daily. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. In summer, this might mean daily watering. Use self-watering containers or add mulch to reduce frequency. Fertilizer feeds heavy producers. Fruiting plants need nutrients. Use liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks during growing season. Tomatoes and bananas are heavy feeders. Blueberries and strawberries need less. Sunlight determines success. Most fruits need 6 to 8 hours of direct sun. South-facing balconies are ideal. If you have less sun, choose shade-tolerant options like alpine strawberries or blackberries. Pollination matters for some fruits. Tomatoes, strawberries, and blueberries self-pollinate. Apples and some cherries need a second variety. Indoors, hand-pollinate with a small brush to ensure fruit set. Part 6. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Starting too big. Grow 3 fruits well before expanding. Master the basics before building a balcony orchard. Mistake 2. Wrong container size. Too small means constant watering and stunted growth. Use the recommended sizes. Mistake 3. Poor drainage. Drill extra holes in container bottoms. Fruit roots rot in waterlogged soil. Mistake 4. Skipping fertilizer. Containers don't have natural soil fertility. Fertilize or yields crash. Mistake 5. Ignoring pruning. Many fruits produce better with pruning. Remove dead wood and thin fruit for larger size. Mistake 6. Giving up too soon. Some fruits take 2 years to produce. Be patient, the wait is worth it. There they are, 15 fruits you can grow in containers, even in the smallest spaces. From tomatoes producing 100 pounds per plant to Meyer lemons giving you year-round citrus. From strawberries in 90 days to figs that last decades. You don't need a farm. You need a container, some soil, and the knowledge you now have. Start small. Buy 3 plants this weekend. Tomatoes for instant gratification. Strawberries for sweet snacking. Blueberries for long-term investment. Put them in 10-gallon pots. Water them, feed them, watch what happens. In 3 months, you'll be eating food you grew. In 1 year, you'll be giving fruit away. In 5 years, you'll have a productive container orchard that saves you thousands on groceries while giving you the best-tasting fruit you've ever had. Which fruit are you starting with? Comment below. Already growing fruit in containers? Share your results. Hit subscribe for more space-saving growing hacks. Thanks for watching The Green Vines. Your container fruit farm starts now.